Okay, we're making cured mackerel for sushi. You want to make sure you get a fairly fresh mackerel. If your fish people will fillet it, have them fillet it for you. I can show you how to take the fillet off. Really simple with the mackerel. Go all the way down to the backbone. Make sure that that is clipped right behind that fin. And you literally just turn your knife sideways. Now you're pressing like pressure down that way on the knife. You're not just kind of pushing and sawing. Pushing down on the flat of the knife, and you just run it all the way to the back of the fish. Always run the knife away from your hands. And there you've got a fillet. Same thing on the other side. I always find it easier if you work with the back of the fish toward you. You have two fillets, but there are bones in them. So you need to take these rib bones out. And you do that by going in behind. You'll be able to feel the tips of the bones here. Go in behind those bones. And as soon as you get down into the meat, turn your knife sideways. I'm going to slide close to the edge of the board here. Just carve those out. And there are also pin bones right down here. So what I do, there's a little bit of meat this way, but you feel those bones. You take your knife, the last bone is right there. And so I go straight down toward the board on one side, straight down toward the board on the other side. And then when you get up here, flatten your knife out. So you get a little piece, and that should just pull right out. And now you have a boneless fillet. There's a little piece of meat, but there's also kind of a bloodline in that meat that doesn't taste as good. So I'll do the same thing to this one and show you what to do from there. Okay, so you can see I've switched my board out to a smaller board that will fit in my fridge because we're going to take salt. We're going to put a lot of salt on the flesh of this fish, and it's going to do a number of things. It's going to firm up the flesh, but the mackerel is an oily fish, and so if we're not cooking this, it's really going to taste fishy, and this salt will pull some of that fishiness out of it, firm up the flesh before we cure it in the vinegar sugar solution. So that's going to go in the fridge for about an hour, and I'll show you what it looks like after that. So that's been 1 hour in the fridge. I don't know if you can tell, it's firmed up quite a bit. And what you need to do is rinse that salt off of there, because otherwise it'll just be way too salty. So rinse the salt off, and then we'll put it in. Here I've got the vinegar and sugar. So this is any kind of vinegar that is about 4% acidity. Rice wine vinegar obviously is what's traditional. I've done it with champagne vinegar. I've done it with apple cider vinegar as well. That needs to be brought down with just a little bit of water. So that is about 3/4 of a cup, and there's 2 teaspoons of sugar in there that are dissolved. And I'll show you when we do this, but I will rinse this off first, otherwise it's going to taste really, really, really salty. Okay, I'll show you this too. This is what I do. I put some heavy stuff up there. I hang the bag off of one of those shelves, and you can see the line here of the liquid is above the fish. So that's just going to sit there and cure for, like I said, 3 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours. So this is what we've got left after, I'm going to say 12 hours curing, which is a long time. And what you need to do is, there are no scales on these, but there is a little layer of skin that you've got to find it and pull it off, which is easier said than done. I'll try to get it from up here. Oh, there we go. There it is. See, once you get it started, you want to pull gently so that all of that nice color the silver stuff stays, and all you get is like this piece of plastic wrap, almost fish skin. Something really satisfying about that, and that's what you're left with. And that's really, really tough skin, so if you don't take it off, you're going to be having people chewing and chewing and chewing. Now it's all about presentation, so I like to slice mine kind of on an angle. There we go, I'll put it on a plate. And there it is on a plate with pickled ginger and wasabi, and I've got Moroccan harissa on there as well. And it's just pick it up, dip it in, and eat. Enjoy.